Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you on behalf of HRDC Gujarat University for today's session. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome today's our resource person, Dr. Deepak Mashru. Good afternoon, sir, and a very warm welcome
Good
on
afternoon.
behalf of HRDC Gujarat University and all the participants. Sir, I want to just introduce you to all the participants. Good afternoon, everyone. Talking about our resource person, Dr. Deepak Mashru has obtained his education from diverse backgrounds like commerce, management, English literature, education, mass communication, and computer applications. His doctoral research was on applied linguistics. He pursues his second PhD in the field of journalism and mass communication. He is a TESOL certified trainer. He has authored and co-authored 18 books and books chapters. In addition, he has got 11 research papers published in peer-reviewed and corpus index journals and presented papers at more than 30 national and international conferences. Talking about Dr. Mashru, he has awarded many awards, including Vedant Innovation in Education Award by Vedant Foundation, Pedagogical Innovation Award by Gujarat Technical University, Best Teacher Award by Marwadi Education Foundation, Academic Genius of the Year Award by Genius Foundation are some of the awards. He has also he has been recognized for his contribution in the field of academia, and throughout his career he has made many contributions which are valuable to the field of academics. He has got 3 patents published: AI based English language acquisition, vocabulary acquisition, and predictable statistical tools and analysis. Further, he has published a few mobile applications, including Google Voice Assistant and Amazon Alexa applications. In addition, he has been a catalyst in designing and devising the platform for online English courses at Marwadi University. As an advisor member, he renders his services to many academic institutions and corporates. He has been associated with Marwadi University since 2012 as an assistant professor and a program coordinator for Bachelor of Arts and Masters of Arts program in Department of Communication Skills and Faculty of Arts. He is a language technologist. He likes to blend technology into English language teaching. Above all, he is a passionate teacher by choice. So, sir, it gives me immense pleasure, and I really want to thank HRDC Gujarat University for giving me this opportunity to welcome you with a sir, heartwarming welcome. I just hand over the session to you with your permission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rao, for your kind words. Good afternoon to all. It is always difficult and challenging to conduct sessions post-lunch. So let's go for it. My topic that I have been given to speak on, that's about efficacy of technology in language acquisition. So I'll be more or less talking about different technologies and the uses of technologies, how we can be useful in acquiring proficiency in the English language, and definitely we can, because I cannot see you people while the presentation is going on, so I'll need somebody to help me out, right? Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, when we have this presentation going on, I would appreciate if there is any question or query during this. You can definitely speak. You can ask, right? So there is nothing like when I complete my presentation, you can ask the question. If you have any question or query, if you wish to know something in detail about it, you can definitely pose me there and you can ask me. Fine. So it's 29th June. It's a first refresher course organized by HRDC Gujarat University. And we'll walk through the presentation now. This is the agenda. This will be the 4 things that we'll talk about. We'll start with the brainstorming. So I want to know that when you go to the classroom, when you know the students and the participants about the knowledge. In that case, it is easy for you people, right? Now here we people are meeting for the first time online, so I need to know that what exactly you know. So for 5-10 minutes we'll have a brainstorming session, right? Then we'll talk about different techno tools for language acquisition. Then there will be questions, expressions, queries, and then we'll have a gratitude, because when you spend time to listen to me, it's my duty to share my deepest gratitude towards you people, right? So we'll start with the first one, right? Okay. So generally, when I conduct such kind of sessions, these sessions are mostly active, and there are participative. So what I'll do is I'm going to share one link with the people in the chat box. It's a link of Google Google form. So everybody is requested to just click on this Google form and fill up the details. There are only 3 things that I wish to know. One is your name. Second, what are the technologies that you know, and what are the technologies that you wish to know, right? So that I can find out that whether whatever I think for the session and whatever you need for the session, are they similar or not? Fine. So everybody, please click on the link and spend your 2 minutes time to. So I could come to know that, broadly speaking, we people know basic technology. Thanks to this COVID-19, we could learn, we can switch to online, and we could learn lots of new tools, right? And we could explore lots of things. Now I'd like to start with the first one. This is about flipped classroom. Now, can anybody tell me that what do you mean by flipped classroom? How do you redefine flipped classroom? Is it the way that I have spelled intentionally that P and Q? Is it the one? Or do you have any other notion about the concept flipped classroom? This is the first technology. This is the first techno tool that we'll talk about.
So we give students some material to gorge on or read and come, or give some videos they watch and come, and then we discuss in the class. I think that is called flipped classroom as far as I think.
Fine. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ghosh. Thank you very much. Flipped classroom. Now, thing is that when you talk about flipped classroom, the way she mentioned about that we give videos and content, and our students come prepared and we can discuss about it. Now, thing is that there are lots of copyright infringement issues. When you use somebody's intellectual property, that can be issue, right? And to develop your own video tutorials and design things, that is very difficult task and mammoth task. So what can be done where we can use any video without any copyright issues, right? That too freely, and we can have lots of other advantages that I like to talk and start with first. The concept is TEDed. TEDed is the tagline goes with lessons worth sharing. That means what you can do is when you log into TEDed, right, TEDed.com, you using your Gmail ID, you can browse any YouTube video, or you can upload your own video. Fine. You can crop that video. You can give title to the video on your own. You can add details. You can add questions, right? Subjective questions, objective questions, right? And in the back end, it shows you that which student watched that video. Apart from this, as for the 4 quadrants, right, of the MOOCs, even if you develop and design one TAD course or module that includes 4 quadrants together. So in your API, if you want to mention this, you can mention this, right? Because if you have used more than 2 quadrants, right, in your e-content, you can definitely go for it. So in 10 minutes or 15 minutes time, you can have your own e-content ready to serve, and that is effective. Fine. Along with that, there is a facility of sharing. The way it has been mentioned that we invite students for the discussion, right? So here you can ask students to visit this link, watch the video, go through the questions, and there's a discussion forum too, right? So what I'll do is I'll quickly walk you through this content so that you can get to know about it. These all things are there. If required, I'll share the URLs of all the things that I share with you people, right? So this is something, TED Youth and Education Initiative. There are more than 650,000 teachers in the TEDx global network. You can be one of them in 10 minutes time, right? You can, if you have an idea, you can, if it is worth spreading, right, you can definitely go for it, right? How to go for it? Simple, right? Why TED? As a teacher, you can use, edit, and create your own interactive lessons. This is something that people mentioned about, right? Some of you people mentioned in the Google form that you want to go for interactive lessons. Here, you can have your own video or the video you like, right? Whatever is available on YouTube without any copyright issues, you can go for it, right? This is something you can go for it. Fine. I'll walk you through some of the screenshots, right, to show you how it works. Fine. You need to register with your email ID. You can discover or create your own interactive video, right? There's two options mentioned here. One is discover and there is create. Fine. You can go for, discover. You can browse 100,000 videos. If you want to create, you can create on your own. That means, for example, if I have designed one video, one topic, right, I can share that with my friend's class, and my friend who has designed one topic, that person can share in my classroom. So you can also go for that. There are ready-made lessons available. You can use those lessons directly if you wish to. Fine. When you go for discover, and you can sign up for the newsletter so that any other video related to your genre, your interest, if it is there, now it will be shared with you people. Fine. You can watch, think, dig deeper, discuss. These are the 4 things which you can find in any interactive video lesson. You can watch the video, you can crop the video, right? You can design, subtitle, whatever you wish to add, you can add. Think means you can end, you can go for designing, setting up MCQs and descriptive questions that students need to answer. Dig deeper means additional information. If you wish to go for other links or further reading material, whatever you wish to share, you can share that. And then discussion, right? It can be guided discussion or open discussion that you can go for. When you click on this create, fine, you can search and select your video. That is, it can be for TED Ed or it can be YouTube, right? And then you can start with the introduction. You write 2 or 3 lines about that video that you wish to add, and then you go for all these things. With one click, you can have your own interactive session ready, and you can even claim your API. You can claim everywhere in your resume, in your CV, in your, in all the details that wherever you wish to share. And most importantly, your students will be more than happy to see that, right? You can customize your sessions, right? Update the settings as to allow the other teachers to use your lessons, who can join your sessions and also get the analytics of your sessions. Fine. It will tell you that how many students have shown the video, up to what extent, what was the average time, and everything that they'll come to know. Fine. So this can be one of the best ways one can find. If you wish to edit any interactive video, or if you want to delete, right, you can do that through manage option. Fine. This is what you can go for it, right? So do you wish to go for hands-on? Should I show you hands-on how it can be done? So you can sign in or register. For example, I'll go for sign in. It is there, Dr. Deepak Mashru, my lesson, your library notifications, right? So what is this? We'll go for new session, new lesson altogether. A lesson. Then I'll talk about technology in ELT. So I could find this video of 20 minutes, right? I click on it. So it will ask me, do you want to continue with this? I said, yes, continue. So I have logged in from my university, so it signs out for some time. Okay, now this video is of 20 minutes time. Change video, crop video. I'll just crop the video. I want you people to just go for two minutes. Fine. I'll go for saving. The video is saved, right? Now I want to add title. This is title given there. What methods help improve your teaching in technology, right? So what I'll do is I'll make it imperative, make it affirmative. Methods help improve teaching. This is whatever I want to add. I can add this, right? I saved. Then let's begin. Fine. Introduce lesson in few sentences. I can write, dear students. I'll write, dear participants. This is a demo lesson created for your reference. I hope you will enjoy. Thank you. Deepak Mashru. Fine. Great work. Okay. Think. Multiple choice questions. Question. Question 1, then answer. I'll write option 1. Whatever green mark I click, that would be the right answer. That I can decide. If I wish to go for only 2 options, I can go for 2 options. It's my choice. If I want to give video hint, that if I want my students to look at it, that at what point of time, if you read this, if you watch this video, it can be helpful to you people, right? So even that you can do. Fine. Add answer if you wish to. Fine. Answer in text. 1. Fine. And save. Fine. Dig deeper. You can go in detail about this. Fine. For example, generally what I do is I go for reference material. Right. You can write names of books, URLs, MOOCs, videos, blogs, reports and whatnot. Fine. Click on it. Right. You can have discussion and all. Once I publish, fine, it is published. Require students to use credit account or don't require. I go for don't require. Share your lesson, right? I just copied this link. I'm sharing here with people. Right? I request you people that you just try to click on it and just go through it. Whether it works or not, fine. You can have email IDs and you can also share there. Once I go for my lessons, by the time you browse this, right, I can go for this. I can review students' work. The students has joined, right? It will show me, for example, here, which I created in 2021, self-introduction for interview. So 3 students, 1 discussion. Likewise, 11 students, 12 discussions, and so on and so forth. Fine. You can go for such kind of things. So once you go through it, if you find that things are working, please share upmark, right? So that it's working. Great. So I get to know that okay, it is working. Fine. So there is no need to, because for every video when it is shown, they will give credit to that particular person who has designed the video, who has shot the video, right? So there won't be any problem that way. Fine. So this is first one. that we can see that, right? Great. So you can have lots of things in your plate to show with the people, right? Great. Okay. Now, another thing that I like to share is TED videos. If you go for, yeah, something related, yeah, there are lots of things, but here you have different ideas, different things, right? And you can go for it. Second is TED videos, right? So there is a application called TED. Fine. What I do is I use this application for my students, right? I ask them. There now the beauty of this TED platform is there are 100,000 videos over there. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Right. And no video is more than 20 minutes in length, right? So before you start getting bored, the video gets to an end, right? So that is one important thing that we can talk about, right? So what I feel is using this mobile application or platform TED videos, right? You can ask students to watch one video every day, prepare some good sentences, words, right? So they will learn presentation techniques, because whatever you wish to share, you will share and need to share within 20 minutes time. So that would be PowerPoint presentation number one, a speech, right? When they will listen to and watch, they will improve their listening skills. Now people is after speaking skills, right? There is not a single day in my life where one person has come to me and asked me that I want to improve my spoken English. What can you do, or how can you help me to do that one? Or you share some of the softwares or something, fine. But thing is that people don't think about listening skills. Listening is input, speaking is output, fine. So we need to understand that. In 2 minutes time, just if you have access to internet and if you can go for it, just go for TED.com, right? Most of you people must have seen that one. But if you go for TED.com, and you will find that. And I can tell you that TED and TED, why I've taken this together, because whatever video you watch on TED, right, same video you can use it for TED, fine. So that is a beautiful thing that you can use it, right? Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes time. Please browse this TED and tell me any one video, right? Yeah, from plain videos to interactive videos, certainly students have to focus on answer question. Yes, definitely. So this is another one that we can think of, right? So in 1 minute time, if you can, visit this website and then share your feedback in the chat box, or you can unmute and you can speak. Thank you, Mr. Rao, for sharing that beautiful video link, right? Why art is a tool for hope. You find lots of videos related to language acquisition, language learning, and that can definitely help students, right? They can definitely ignite students. I hope that people are not bored there. Great. Thank you, Dinesh Kumarji, for your feedback. Where did English come from? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Great. So let's move to the next one. I have many things in the plate. Actually, I have got an entire buffet for you people. So whatever I know and I practice, right, I'd like to share with you people. Fine. Fine. So we'll move to the next point, right? After this TED videos, what can we go for? Yeah, books. Okay, I was fortunate to be the part of first refresher course that that was offered by HRDC, designed by HRDC, Gujarat University, and offered by Swayam, right? And I contributed one module there, so I could come to know about that thing, right? How to design a MOOC, right? And apart from that, I have my 2 courses on Udemy. I'm working with Coursera presently, and we have our own online platform at Marwari University where we have designed and devised our own courses. So I'd like to talk about a few things about it that can help you, and we'll definitely talk about some of the tools which you can use for recording your videos, because it's a big challenge. I have passed through that in the year 2018-19, so I know that when we don't have a clarity about what to do, especially for recording, editing, because we are not pro users of such kind of software, so that creates lots of difficulties, right? Because of this COVID, this MOOCs and online courses have come in the picture. Swayam, that Coursera, FutureLearn, Upgrade, you can find lots of things, right? Lots of advertisements about Upgrade and Udemy. Fine. So I like to talk about some of the tools, right? I have not mentioned in the presentation, but I'll be talking about orally, depending on your requirements. Fine. Along with that, I would like to mention that if you find some of the emojis that I'm using, right? Thank you. Okay, emoji that people generally use, for Snapchat, right? Emoji, you can use it as a plugin in your Google Chrome, and the way I have used, that can definitely be useful, because when I use such kind of emojis in my presentation, when I deliver sessions in my classrooms, right, students definitely love to go for it, because that gives life to the presentation, right? So that can be very useful, right? Okay, now I'll coming to the next slide, where I will talk about 4 quadrants, as I was talking about, that these things can definitely help you to improve your API. It can definitely, and one thing I would like to tell you, that when things are digitally published, right, they are your footprints. Down the line in the deep future, after 4 years, 5 years, when somebody asks you that what is your contribution to the academia, you can show this, right? People can remember your work, and it can be stored permanently in the digital web, right? So that's why I advise that one should have at least one MOOC, one online course, and whatever requirements are there, we can talk about it. So quadrant 1 is about e-tutorials. If you want to design e-content, you can go for e-content, right? That is something that we do. So that will not be e-tutorial, and e-content will not be a difficulty, things, right? Now e-tutorials means videos, right? Designing videos and creating videos. So first thing is, when you go for TED-Ed, it can help you. Along with TED-Ed, for example, if you go for your from your computer itself, fine. If you go for just click on Windows G, Windows key plus G, fine. If you click on that, right, you will find one thing that is for gamers, the people who play games and they want to record it. So you can definitely go for recording. Apart from this, OBS Studio, fine. OBS Studio, open broadcast software, right? It's a very beautiful tool. You can have recording, and you can go for it. Screen Recorder is another software. If you are using Office 365, fine. In that case, you can definitely record your presentation with your images, with your picture, camera open and all. So that can be there. So you can blend your video, and you can definitely go for it. Apart from that, if you go for Zoom, right, even in Zoom recording, you can go for it, fine. Instead of sharing link as anybody, you can have your own recording, and you can edit it, right? For editing, I can tell you that Filmora is a beautiful software. You can find the crack, or if you wish to go for demo option, it can allow you, or rather it allows you to break the yes, right? If you wish to edit, right, bit by bit information, you can go for it. If you want to add any animations or something, you can add it. I have used many softwares for video editing. I could find Filmora as very handy and very beautiful software with whatever requirements we have as a teacher, that can all the things are sufficed over there. You can definitely think of using that software, right? I recommend that one for video editing. Fine. There are many others, but you can definitely go for it. Now, the first thing is content. We have got the content, the recording, we have done that. Video editing, we can go for it, right? Assessment. There are lots of tools that we can use for assessment, right? Canvas is another platform that we can use for assessment, right? Google Classroom that we use that we can go for assessment, and there are other things, right? Yeah, Kahoot is also there, and there are many others, right? But we need to understand that how we integrate with our platform, right? So that can be there. If you use Google Classroom, you can use all those things together, and that can complete a package. Definitely Google Form that I have used, right? And there are other things, Moodle and all that we are going to discuss, right? Some of them, because everything we will not be able to discuss all. I have many things to discuss with the people, and even I would like to mention that one important thing that we experimented recently, right, for designing courses, and because many students, they have a one common requirement. Most of them are auditory learners, right? So they need things in audio form, right? So in Microsoft Word, Windows 10 or Windows 7, Windows XP, whatever you have, right? Windows 11, right? You have one text-to-speech tool, inbuilt tool, free of cost, where you can include, right? You can add, voices of different English, backgrounds or phonetics. For example, if you want English for Canada, English for US, English of UK, Indian English, you find all in male female variations, and you can use it. What you need to do is, for example, if you don't want to go for video, right, what you can do is, whatever content you have, you copy and paste there. You need to make certain changes. For example, there are 5 things which are given as gender. Instead of that, you need to write that, let us discuss 5 things. Point number 1 is, point number 2 is, like this. You make certain changes in the text. With one click, you can convert your entire text into audio format. Can you share with your friends, right? SoundCloud is an app, is a platform where you can upload your, just like YouTube, right? YouTube, there is a video. SoundCloud is for sound, right? You can upload your video, audio files, and you can share the links. Even you can share in your Google Drive and share with the people, right? So these are certain things that we can think of, and we can definitely go for. I guess up to now it's clear, no? Okay. So can I move to the next techno tool where we can go for it apart from MOOC? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Now, if we talk about this, Google Documents, Google Sheets, and Google Slides, it's a very common to use it. But now, thing is that I was talking to some of my students one day. I mentioned that we need to work in a collaborative way. There's a new concept coming up. There is community-based learning, collaborative way of learning, language and all. So here, what I did, I would like to share a few experiments that I have done. Fine, because if I start showing everything, it will take time. So what I'll do is I'll just share the details. Now I want to teach telephone etiquette to my students. It was online during COVID time. Now teaching telephone etiquette can be a little bit boring. Now what I did is I had a list of my students. So in the Google Sheet, I mentioned that, right? And along with that, I jot down do's and don'ts for telephone etiquette. Fine. And then what I did is I jumbled it in the form of A to Z and asked students that if it is doable, thumbs up. If it is don't, thumbs down. Fine. And it was given them that time of 10 minutes and 20 set of things in the Google Sheet. Everybody was doing that. Now what happens that when I'm doing something, I'm lagging behind, my friend is doing, I know he's ahead of me or she's ahead of me, I'll start doing it, right? So that is something that we can think of, right? So that was one thing. If you want to go for Google Documents, how Google Documents can be useful, right? For example, we want to talk about role plays. Now, online, how can we do that? Fine. I asked some of the students, no, I just jot down the names of students with some space. Ask them that if you are given a situation, right, how will you design the conversation? You design the conversation. Fine. And then there is one animation tool, right, that we used, where you can be the director of the movie. You can design the plot, you can design the character, you can genuinely design the character. Fine. Hair, skin, body, cloth, everything, right? Dialogue delivery, background music, hand movements and everything, right? From your mobile itself, and that is free of cost. Fine. You can do that, right? And what will happen, right? I'll share the link of video in the chat box, right? So that in that way we use Google documents. Now Google Slides. Generally, people have a notion that Google Slide can be the replacement of Google PowerPoint presentation. It is not like that. It is not like that, right? For example, if I want to teach self-introduction, how would I do that? Right? I'll ask students that you need to go for select one slide, fine, with the name, and everybody together collaboratively at one point of time, they can write their self-introduction using emojis and all. Fine, and then they'll present it. So these Google Docs can be useful for more collaborative ways where you can engage students. Because the biggest challenge I could find during this COVID and online sessions that you fail to connect with the audience. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
It's fine. So
Sure.
that means we people are connected, right? Okay. Okay, fine. Great. So
Yes,
that is the important thing, right? Because these tools can be
Yes,
can
sir.
be useful. Yes. Anybody like to say anything? Dr. Ganesh, like to share something? Fine. Great. Okay. So Google Docs, this is something we can think of, right? So this was some experiments. These are I have done these experiments. That's why I can tell you this confidently, right? Now, for content designing and redesigning, right? One participant mentioned this Quillbot. Fine. Quillbot is a very beautiful tool. Many professionals use Quillbot. One of my friends working with Oracle in Pune, I happened to meet last week only. He told me that he is a independent contributor, and he mentioned that he used Quillbot for mail drafting and all. Fine. Grammarly, I have seen lots of people, they use Grammarly premium account, and that is useful to them. WordTune is something new that I come across very recently, right? If you download WordTune mobile application, right, and extend it, right, even you can use for your WhatsApp. Whatever you type, right, and you click this W with Spark, it will be there. You click on it, it will show you instantly 5-7 different options how it can be redrafted. So that can beam us to a new idea, right? That is something that we can use of. So WordTune is a beautiful tool, right? And Spinbot. Generally, when I ask some of my students to start blogging, the biggest challenge is how to find the content, number one, and how to redraft the content. That's the biggest challenge, because in case of plagiarism, that can be issues, right? So what I do is I ask students to go for Google Alerts. Is there anybody who knows about Google Alerts?
Heard for the first time, sir.
Never heard about it.
Okay, fine. Google Alerts is something, those who have a challenge regarding literature review, this can be blessings in disguise, I tell you. Fine, I'll take you through Google Alerts. Just a minute. I'll just stop presenting my presentation and I'll take you to Google Alerts. Okay. Now it's google.co.in/alerts. Fine. When you go to this, now what I do is presently I work on artificial intelligence based language learning. This is my area, right, that I'm working on right now, right? English through AI. So what I've done is you can add as many as alerts you wish to add over here. For example, I go for new. For example, techno tools, technology, or I can say community-based learning. Fine. I click on clear alerts. Now what I need to do is I need to edit. As it happens, as most of the day, as most of the week, as it happens. Automatic, blog, news, web, video, books, discussion, finance. I'll go for automatic. English or in a specific language. India in a specific region or any region. Best results, all results. Which website, which email to go for, RSS feed or email. Update alert. Job is done. Now can you imagine every day 10 to 15 emails you will find regarding this. That means on internet, anywhere, when Google comes to know about community-based learning, right, Google will send you the links. Just imagine if you started your PhD and your PhD topic is, if you write down all the keywords of your PhD over here, right, with a separate email ID, in that case, you will start receiving emails every day. So when you start writing your literature review chapter, you don't need to read, you don't need to, go to the library. Everything you will find over here in terms of links. What else you need? So when I ask my students to go for blogging, I tell them, create a separate email ID, number one, create alerts, fine. And then what you need to do is, you use this spin bot, right? Either spin bot or quill bot, right? WordTune, whatever, fine. So that it will remove plagiarism. It will tell you, this cannot be the final option, mind it. This cannot be the final. You cannot, you spin the content in directly paste it. In that case, that can be problem. This is final -1 version. That is, you need to look at it, right? Give you human touch, but that will work for you up to 80%. So if you want to write one blog every day about your topic, fine, spare 30 minutes time and job is done. Simple. Isn't it happy?
Sir,
right? Yeah.
Is it free?
It is 100% free. Everything
Quillbot?
is free. Yeah. Quillbot
Okay.
basic is free. Basic is free. And I tell you that if you, I can tell you, if you post one blog post every day, right? And when you start when you find visitors to your blog, in that case, Google will ask you to rent, if you want to rent the space of your blog. Even creating blog in Google is free. And people start earning around 10,000 rupees per month. It will deposit to your account directly through PayPal. Fine. So it's easy in a way. Because when you connect this finance sector along with learning, students will be more motivated to learn, and that is true. Fine, you will find that thing, right? So this is another thing that we can think of: content designing, redesigning, and all. For blogging and vlogging, if you wish to, you can definitely go for it, right? And it will definitely create your footprints. Fine. For example, if you want to show anywhere that which kind of innovative practices you do in your classroom. Fine. For example, down the line in 17-18, I asked my students to create blogs. So they are there. So when I ask the links, when I share the URLs of my students, right, that these are the blogs my students have created, you look at it, right? In that case, people have to believe in that we are using this. So if you want to be the initiators, right, creator, in that way, you can definitely show for it. Fine. So this is something you can find the content, You can redesign the content. Posting is free. What else you need, right? And ultimate target is very simple. When your students will do this, if you want to write 10 lines, you need to write 50 lines. So 50 lines, 10 lines, and even what I do is I ask my students that you need to at least visit 20 blogs of your friends and need to give subjective comments. Just imagine at the end of 1 year, if they post one post weekly, in that case, they will be posting around 50 blog posts. That means 10 lines, 500 lines. For 500 lines, they must read 1000 lines or 2000 lines. And when they read 20 blogs per week, in that case, they will be reading 10,000 plus lines. This is what we want to make them read. They will read. That is the important thing. So these are the ways we can make students, improve their reading, writing, and all these skills. Okay. Can I move next?
Yes, sir.
Because now we have got half an hour remaining. Yeah, I have many things to share, and we are running, completing around 1 hour, so only half an hour to go. Now, vocabulary enhancement. If you want to improve your vocab, how can you go for it? One of my patents is about vocabulary enhancement. I've designed, and it has got published. Vocab 24 is a Android application. What it does you need to just go through it, and within 5-10 minutes it will tell you that what your level is about vocab. Then the Hindu newspaper Delhi edition, every day one news, most probably the editorial. Fine, you will find there on the screen of your mobile phone. Fine, and whatever word you tap, right, it will show you the meaning of the language that you have selected, whatever language you have selected, right? You can find the pronunciation, you can find the Gujarati, Hindi, Malayalam, whatever meaning, whatever language you selected as second language, it will show you. Fine. You can have MCQs, you can relearn those things. Fine. WhatsApp. I experimented one thing in 2016. Fine. I created, what I used to do is, I used to design one image of, in that image, I used to have picture of that word, synonyms, meaning, antonyms, usage. And I did it for 3 months, right? 88 or 89 words I designed. Someday it can be proverb, idiom, it can be newspaper headline, and I explain the word with picture. Fine. And I asked students to share the word usage, whatever sentence they can form, right, in reply. There were 13 groups, right, selected groups. I shared that. I have also written that, one research paper on that. It is there available in, on Google Scholar and ResearchGate, right? If you wish to read that one. I could find 4,800 responses in 3 months' time. And deliberately, I used to share in the morning at 5 a.m., 11, right, afternoon, late night. Every time I used to get response. Because there was something new, and WhatsApp was something that is handy, that they can use it. Fine. So that was something that I did it. Pictionary is a beautiful dictionary, right? I wish, yeah, let me take you that Pictionary. Fine. GRE and CAT. You can go for GRE all words. Fine. You can find, look at this, right? A base. There are 1668 words. And you can find the picture, definition, right? Similar words and top examples. Next word, you will find this, Abesh. Fine. This is the way you can, ask students to prepare when the words, when they correlate, right, with the word, with the picture, they can definitely go ahead with this. Apart from this, there is a mnemonic dictionary. Can you see this mnemonic dictionary? Right, just a minute. right? This is a mnemonic dictionary. Fine. For example, phenyl. Fine. Mnemonic. The meaning of phenyl is dictionary, mentally or physically infirm with age. The person who is not able to work or decide because of age. That's the meaning. Phenyl. Nile River is very old. Sea Nile. Since Nile is the longest river, like this, you'll find. इससे नील काम होता है, right? Type of thing. Parsimony, for example, if I write parsimony, abase, fine. Abase means to cause or feel shame or hurt or pride of. Fine. To bring someone down to a base level. So these are the ways of learning. If you add this mnemonic techniques, you can help your students to understand more, right? So these are something new that you can definitely think of using, right? Okay. Now we'll go back to the presentation for the next point. Yeah, so these are the four different tools that you can think of or you can use for vocab enhancement, right? Okay, let's go for the next one. Pronunciation. This is one of the biggest issue that that students find, right? And I could find that you know, when somebody asks you that have I spoken correctly or not, so the biggest challenge for even a language teacher is how to tell them that this is the assessment, this is the one, this is the result of yours, like, you know, the way we have in IELTS, right? So I cannot gauge the student, right, whether you are at 5 band or 7 band or 9 band or whatever. Fine. Here what I do is you know, in typical way we say jugaad, you know, what engineers do, and you know, when we find innovations coming up, right? I did it. I help students improving their pronunciation using WhatsApp. Can you imagine? Do you have any idea that, you know, can WhatsApp be helpful to you in improving pronunciation? Is it possible?
Can't think of a way.
Okay.
Voice to text.
Yeah. So what I do is I ask students to download Google Keyboard, Gboard. Fine. And there is a speech option. Whatever you speak, it will be typed. Whatever word is not typed properly, that is the word you need to work on. Simple. And Google has strongest API, fine, for the, you know, speech to text. So whatever Google understands, entire world will understand. Simple. And then what I do is ask students to toggle the keyboard from Google Keyboard to Grammarly keyboard. Even WhatsApp has, you know, this Grammarly keyboard. So the moment they switch the toggle the keyboard, right, whatever grammatical errors are there, that will definitely show them one by one. So you can improve your grammar, you can improve your pronunciation. Simple, right? This is the way we can definitely think of. When I teach phonetics to my classroom, I go with Alexa, right? I go with Alexa in the classroom, right? And I ask students, right, that I want to know that what is the today's temperature in Toronto. The students need to ask this question. Now, thing is that when you know, work with the machine, you need to be very specific, right? And that definitely helps students to learn how to articulate things, right, in a proper way. Fine. So to articulate thoughts, this can be done. I would like to even share one important thing that experiment that I have done at my college. I asked some of my students to, you know, go for jam that Cambridge University uses for a longer period of time, just a minute, you know, impromptu. So there was a, you know, fishbowl. The different words were there. Ask students to pick up one sheet and need to speak for 1 minute, not more than that, not less than that. 1 minute in English. Then one idea came to my mind that, you know, what is the relation between this first language, second language? Can we do something? That was, you know, the English. There are 125 students from different branches of engineering. They were selected as sample, and then asked them to speak in the first language. There were 7 students from Hindi background, and the others were from Gujarati background. And then whatever you find when you go for any marriage function, especially in Dandiya, right, or reception, you find this DJ in the pub and everywhere. I downloaded this virtual DJ software, and I played English and Hindi, that first language, second language, all these tracks together, right? And I could come to know that the people who are not good in English, they were not good in their first language too. So it was not the problem of the language; it was the problem of the articulation. If you are not good with your articulation of the first language, in that case, it will definitely affect in the second language too. Fine. I wrote another paper on that, and it is also published there. How video recording can be helpful in improving articulation of the language, be it English or whatever language we have. Fine. So that is important thing. So over there, Alexa can be useful, right? Speech to text software can be useful, right? Speech notes, right? I tell you, the next generation is about speech. Very soon you will find that all these big screen mobile phones you will not find anywhere. The way we don't find keypad, right? Likewise, screen will not be there in the trend. Your voice will be there. A small ring in your finger will be enough for all the communications. Fine. So the things will run on your voice. Your voice will be your identity in the next future, right? You mark my words, right? So here, in that case, pronunciation is very important thing, right? We can definitely ask students to go for it. Even the next slide that I like to mention, I like to share, is about Cambridge University. Cambridge University has come up with 2 websites, speakandimprove.com and writeandimprove.com. These are the 2 websites. Fine, you can definitely think of. Fine, you can ask students. There's a limited use, but they use AI for assessment of speaking and writing. So some of the people, participants, they mention in the Google form that they need. So I wanted to check that whatever I have prepared, I have thought of sharing with you people, because is it the same, aligned with what you expect? Fine, or what you need? So it should match. Otherwise, it is a waste of time. So most of the things what I am sharing and whatever you wanted to learn are matching in a way, except for Python, right? Python SPSS. I have done my another pattern on this statistical analysis. So we can have a separate session on that one. Fine. Okay. So next one, right? I can talk about some of my projects that I have done. Recently, the first patent is about English language assessment and enhancement using technology. So I'm doing that one. I launched one mobile application in the year 2008. I wanted to know that what exactly people need, right? So what I did is I asked my 300 students, right, that you take this 200-page notebook with you and you write down in one space from pin page to this side, right? Whatever sentence you come across every day, whatever enters your ears, you write down, leaving 2 lines in the first language, Gujarati language, and the words, idioms, and all in the second half. And whatever English you can do, you go for it. I collected those database that was somewhere around 1 lakh plus entries, right, in Gujarati and English, fine. And we got it typed, corrected, and based on that, I got one application developed called Everyday English, where you are anywhere, standing anywhere for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, fine. What you can do is, the word or sentence will flash in Gujarati on the mobile screen, and the next screen you will find in English. If you tap on speak, it will pronounce for 3 times. Because I asked one of my friends, he is into this neurology. He asked me that if you speak something 3 times, right, it can store for a longer period of time. And that's why Barack Obama, before he won the presidential election in USA, the last speech of 40 minutes or 45 minutes, right? If you watch, right, it is available in YouTube. He used this method, right, using the same thing for 3 times, 3 different ways. Fine. So I applied that in the software. Fine. If you want to test yourself, if you go for information mode, you will find this. If you want to go for test mode, right, in that case, it will the English will be hidden. You tap it, so you can have self-assessment about it. You can even mark as my favorite list. So for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, wherever you are there, even if you don't like to touch your screen for more period of time, in that case you can set the timer. For example, 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds it will refresh the application and you will have new words, and that too offline, no advertisement, nothing. Fine. So there were other things, Google Voice Assistant application, for example. Fine. I used to teach in MBA. I wanted to have revision of MBA with my students. What I did is I bifurcated with my 58 students, right? Number of units, topics, name of students. They need to go for 10 MCQ, 10 true false in form of MCQs, true false and correct answer. I got it. Two students with the moderators, the grammatical and content wise, they checked it. I did some of the programming and I converted it into a Google Voice Assistant application. And in every question, it was in the remarks it was mentioned, this question is designed by name of student. Fine. So when you start, okay Google, right? Okay Google, tell me, start communication trivia, and this this application will start, where you can find 5 questions, set of 5 questions, and at the end of every question, the Google will speak this question was designed by the student. They'll have sense of ownership for doing nothing, right? Student had lots of revision about the subject and they passed the subject. This is the way how we can go, collaboratively. It has been beautifully said in African, proverb that you alone can go fast, but together you can go far. You can go far in a definite way. One of the recent projects that I got approval from government of Gujarat. I'm preparing a kind of assessment project where just like IELTS, but it will be more detailed about IELTS, right? So in then all details, LSRW, Bloom's taxonomy, I'm integrating this together. Fine, and in the way we have this all body checkup report, right? We'll have all language skill report, right, in detail, right, from remember to create. All these levels will be covered, right? So it is in process. I got the grant of 2 lakh rupees, right, from government of Gujarat, and very soon there will be more grants coming up, and we'll have more projects, right? So more details. So when it is launched, you'll get to know. Fine. I seek your best wishes and blessings for that one. Fine. So that was something that I wanted to share. I thought that I'll speak for 75 minutes, and then next 15 minutes we can have discussions and deliberations about what we have discussed today. I am only by 2 minutes because I am a teacher. I need to know that within the time limit it should be completed. So 2 minutes is remaining. Whatever I wanted to share, I have shared. Right. So if you have any doubts, comments and all, what I've done is one beautiful thing that you can use it for feedback and all, that is Padlet. If you heard the name of Padlet.
Sorry, sir, can you repeat that?
Yeah, Padlet is something, you can go for it. For example, I have shared that Padlet. Fine. You click on it. You can share your expressions, your feedback over there. It can be there with me for longer period of time.
So do we have to sign in, sir?
Yeah, you can. Otherwise, directly you can go for it. So can I expect that in at least 3 things that you learned, that you liked? It would be great if you can write your name. And yeah, if you are not comfortable sharing over there, you can speak, unmute your mic and speak. There's no problem. Because I personally believe that teachers should not speak for all the time. I'm sure that I spoke for 75 minutes. You will speak for 15 minutes for me. Yeah, somebody will mention, keep us glued to the screen. Great.
It was an excellent session, sir. It is basically a need of the hour to realize that how we can connect literature, language with the changing technology. And sir, you have made us realize that how times is been changing and how fast it is moving. So to look at the positive side, how changes are coming into our into our field. So that is what we need to realize.
Right.
And as you said, sir, you have experimented with all the tools which you have shared. You have yourself used those tools, and really, sir, it was an eye-opening session for all the faculties and all the participants. I believe what I feel, they must also be feeling and having the same thought right now, that there is unending, like there is lot of things we need to learn with all the questions. As it has been said that problems and solutions are the two sides of the same coin. So if
Right.
we have problems, we can look for solutions using such technologies. And I think the most important part of technology is that it is limitless, and we can reach out to the remotest place because of the advancement of technologies and mobile phones, which have reached to the remotest area. So we can reach to many places, not domestically. It can be at national or international level. And with your all experiences and the things which you have shared, sir, it's really inspiring. And even I talk about myself, I feel that I should keep in touch with you so that I can learn many things. Because
Right.
I have also worked as academic and research associate at IIM Ahmedabad, sir.
Right.
So I can feel that the as you harp on the point that how the time is coming and how technologies are going, because Pranav Misra is one of the students of alumni of Gujarat University. He
Right.
has he has come up with the sixth sense technology, and
Right. Right.
now we can implement all those upcoming technologies into literature and language.
Right.
So I request, if there is any question, if anybody pose any question to sir, the house is
Yeah.
open for the question.
Right. Even questions, comments, whatever.
Ji sir.
Thank you, Anupamaji. Thank you. Uh, thank
So
you.
I think I'm a bit slow in technology when it comes to technology.
Right.
And you have given those apps and those things which are very easy to use. As
Right.
you were telling us and sharing the links, I went there and started using it. That was the best thing because I need these easy to access and easy to use
Right.
platforms. That I really like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Yes. Krishna, please. Meenakshi, madam. Yeah.
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Meenakshi,
Thank you, sir.
please.
I just wanted to thank you, sir. Till 2020, we were only using PowerPoint. At least I was using only PowerPoint. But with the advent of this COVID-19 situation, we got to know Zoom, Google Meet, and in Google Meet, we have learned so many other things like Google Classroom, how to send notes for the students, and all that you have given us a revision. Plus, you have given so many more like Grammarly, Quillbolt, uh, things about vocabulary enhancement and pronunciation. I definitely agree, sir. When the students they come from, because in our college people come from a vernacular medium, it's a mixed background, so that mother tongue influence is there. So for
Right.
pronunciation improvement, we really do require some things. And you have really given us a lot of plethora of apps which can be used in the classroom and make it very effective. Thank you so
Right.
much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Sir, it was indeed a pleasure to hear you throughout. But one of the very important things that I found, almost full of magic is that you grabbed our attention in the very first 10 minutes, and we had to, kind of, even if we are not much attentive, we had to pay attention. And the use of apps and the one after the other. Even right now, you are showing this grateful on
Right.
screen. That actually is teaching us how careful we have to be. Because right now these are the teachers. Then there will be students in the class. How careful we have to be, and how
Right.
attentive we have to be throughout the session. Thank you so much.
Right. I tell you that, I definitely love to be with my students. Whenever I want to learn something, for example, Google Voice Assistant. So I had to learn Python. Being a language teacher was difficult for me, right? And I had to go for TensorFlow, right? So I asked my students that if he can teach me, and whom I taught English, right, in the one semester. He taught me another semester. We used to have sandwiches together, right, in my office, and learning something new. Then I learned something about Amazon Alexa. I taught him that this is something I added to the list, so you can even enlarge your learning pie. So this is the way we can learn in a win-win situation.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah, Class Dojo is another application that can be. There are lots of things. I can speak for 8 to 9 hours for technology, right? So there are list of things. At least I can tell you that 400 plus technology, to technology tools that we can use to make students stick to the screen. Even for on offline, we can definitely go for certain things. For example, I use what we call it. I'm basically growing old, so I start forgetting things. um, uh, for example, what we when we need to enact and remember the name of the movie that we use generally, right? When we go for a picnic or when we are free. Fine. Damshiraz, yes. So I use Damshiraz for words. So one student will speak about the word, and then the ears will whisper. The other student will have to enact about that word, and deliver. I use Times of India to teach synthesis. So everybody will have one separate copy of Times of India. It definitely touches your pocket sometime. But when you find the happiness in the faces of the students when they learn something new, that is more than enough that we can think of. So how to find out simple sentences, how to find out complex sentences, compound sentences from Times of India, from Indian Express, that we can go for it. Even the website I can write over here, newsinlevels.com, newsinlevels.com. It is levels. You will find different piece of news items over there, right? That will show you in basic, intermediate, advanced, all 3 levels, same content. So if you want to make students aware that this is the difference, this is the the paradigm shift we need to do from basic to advanced, right? From words wise, sentence wise, structure wise, pragmatic, synthetic, everything that you can use using that website. So there is another tool, right, that you can think of. Yeah, definitely podcast. We can definitely go for it. Fine, because people love to listen to. You will find all the this young generation people, they have headphones and plugged in. Fine, they go for it. So while they are working, that's a good idea. And there are many more applications available, paid applications, free applications. But I suggest that you can go for Windows application, right? There is application called Convert Text to Speech. This is convert, over here, you can find these many options. And this is freely available. It's a basic tool, that comes with Windows. You don't need to download even. It is there in your Windows, in your laptop, in your computer system. Fine. You can go for it. You can pick up any sentence, anything, from the website. For example, I'll go for one new simple content. You can see that how easy it is to use. I'll type it here. Fine. Here you can add some details like this. Fine. Now you select any audio. For example, I go Richard, Canada. Fine. And I convert it. I convert it to MP3 file. Right. Refresh the course. Text to speech. Audio file is ready. Fine. It is as easy as this. Fine. So it's easy to design and develop your audio podcast if you wish to, but you need to have some practice, hands-on practice. Then you will gain confidence about it. Yeah, we have last 2 minutes to go. Fine. So I hope that we are in the same fraternity. So we'll meet again soon, right? We'll be in touch. I mentioned my email ID. It is there. Fine. So even you Google it, you will get my number. Fine. In the Google form, you have you have clicked. I mentioned the number. You can get it from UGC HRDC. I'll always be more than happy to help you people, because we are the people in the same profession. So it is always happy to help. Fine. So I'll be more than happy if I can be helpful to you people for anything. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the wonderful
Thank
session.
you.